It looks like even the Super Bowl, that's right, the Super Bowl can't save Airbnb.
You can't save him, Jack. You just can't.
Don't tell me what I can't do.
One of the top events in the world cannot stop the Airbnb destruction. That's happening right now. Guys, this is some great information. You got to watch the whole video. This will give you so much insight of what's actually happening in this housing market, what's happening when it comes to real estate and everything. Let's jump into it. My name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel. It says a manager of 95 Phoenix Airbnbs is stunned that half of his homes are empty over Super Bowl weekend. Is this the latest Airbnb bust? Yeah, I would say so. We've been covering this on this channel for a minute now. Everything that's going on with Airbnb. And guys, there will be a bunch of properties, in my opinion, that will be coming back onto the market. Guys, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. And if you've been watching my videos, you know that we did a video on Phoenix and Scottsdale area. You know, the picture with all the pink dots everywhere. I like to call the Phoenix Scottsdale area, when it comes to Airbnb, the neighborhood of strangers. That's basically what it is. It seems like every other house is an Airbnb. It's just mind-boggling. And so, is it possible that a guy with 95 Airbnbs in the Phoenix Scottsdale area only sees half of his units occupied in one of the biggest events in the world? It's very possible, but we're gonna go in deeper. It says it should have been the busiest weekend in years of Phoenix Airbnb hosts, but short-term rental owners are scrambling to fill empty units with out-of-towners, travelers ahead of Sunday's Super Bowl matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Eagles.
Oh my God.
Now, this is the first thing that causes issues when it comes to this Airbnb. There are so many units, guys. I did a video a couple of weeks ago where I explained there are 60,000 units per month of Airbnb units coming onto the market. That is an insane number, right? So is it crazy that this guy with 95 units is like, oh no, like
I thought that the travelers would fill it up like super fast before.
And you know, it's not looking so good for him right now. A month ago, Kenworthy, who manages 95 properties in the Phoenix area through his company, anticipated that they'll all be rented out ahead of the big game. Now, 2 days before kickoff, occupancy sits at 45%, guys.
He got cooked.
Hey, you didn't go down like that, huh?
He got cooked.
That's right, half. Half of his units are empty when he thought all of them were going to be filled. And listen, guys, you know how the game goes, right? If he thought all of the units were going to be filled, you know he was charging a hefty price. He was charging a good price where he thought, I'm about to make a killing off of these people.
The next thing you're about to see is get up out here before I come with some more in your mouth. Last scene.
These people want to see this game, and I got all these Airbnbs. I'm just gonna clobber them over the head with the price, and then I'm gonna have cleaning fees. He was rubbing his hands together like Birdman. For his prime 3-bedroom, 2-bath home that Kenworthy manages in Scottsdale, a suburb of Phoenix, that he prepped for a wave of Super Bowl visitors, Kenworthy initially thought he could fetch $1,200 a night with a 5-night minimum.
Huh?
Did I not get it right? $1,200 with a 5-night. Listen, the Super Bowl is only one night. They're gonna come in on the weekend, and then that's it. He's trying to make you stay till Tuesday, Wednesday. You come in on a Friday, you gotta leave on Wednesday. What? People gotta go to work, man. Nobody ain't trying to stay there a minimum of 5 nights. That was his first mistake. And then charging $1,200 a night. Listen, Marriott and Hilton, man, that's all I gotta say. Marriott and Hilton, I guarantee they were filled. I guarantee these hotels in the middle of downtown were filled in Phoenix. They had no issues, no problem. And they're not charging $1,200 a night. Just so you can have a kitchen. $1,200 a night just so you can have a kitchen and you can have a nice little driveway. This kills me.
Sensational.
And he found out real quick that $1,200 a night and a 5-night minimum ain't cutting it with people. They said, no way. It says here, he cut his rate. Since he couldn't get the $1,200, he cut his rate to $500 a night with a 2-night minimum. And it's still not booked. Well, what do we learn from this, guys? What do we learn? Do not get greedy.
You keep that in mind.
It's not a signal of lack of travelers, but an oversupply. Thousands of people are expected to descend on Phoenix ahead of the Super Bowl, but visitors have more rentals to choose than ever before. AirDNA found that from February 2017 to January 2023, Airbnb RBO listings in Phoenix more than quadrupled. What's that number did it come from? 21,000 to 5,000. That's crazy. From 5,000 to 21,000 listings in your area. That is insane. And that is the problem right there. That says it all. And once again, this is the reason why all of these cities are coming down so hard on Airbnb and saying,
You can only have one rental. You can only have this. Matter of fact, you have to have all these permits. You got to do this and that.
once again, the city is not going to allow you to encroach on making neighborhoods of short-term rentals. It pushes up crime. It pushes up everything. Not only will you have city law enforcement working harder on trying to combat things that are happening in these neighborhoods, that's more money and more money spent. Then you have situations, what I think is going to happen now. Eventually, when things get rough, especially with this recession, then people are going to start letting go of these short-term rentals and throwing them back into the sea after they've made all of their money and saying, hey, look, this is too expensive. This is not working out. It's the first thing to go, guys. It is the first thing to go. The first thing that people will get rid of are these short-term rentals. They won't let go of their home that they're living in. They're gonna let go of their investment properties first. That is just the name of the game. And especially if it's a short-term rental, and especially if you're doing this arbitrage stuff where you don't own the property to begin with. You have no connection to it. Then we have a mortgage guy who says one of them, he said it has a 3-bedroom, 2-bath that is close to what's going on this weekend. Guests initially booked it for $925 a night, but they canceled this weekend saying that they found cheaper deals nearby. Now the house costs just $300 a night and is still available. And they think just because they dropped the price, people will flood back into that home, or say,
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and book it now because it's a cheaper price.
and that is not the case, guys. Individuals have moved on and they've found a hotel, they found something that's cheaper from the initial, what the guy said was $925 a night. We're not talking about months. We're talking about a night, guys. And then they're forcing individuals into these minimum stays. And it's just not working out, especially for a market that is oversaturated. And then lastly, it says here, in November, Harvey said that one of his clients bought a 1,600 square foot 3-bedroom home about 10 miles from the stadium for $388,000. The client anticipated he'd be renting out for $1,000 a night, but it's still sitting empty this weekend. Still sitting empty this weekend.
Awkward. So awkward.
And this is what I'm talking about when I say all of these guys are buying these homes at these overpriced values. They're overpaying, guys. That's what they're doing. Overpaying because they believe they will be able to rent out these units for these ridiculous nightly prices. $1,000 a night? If he was to rent out for every day, that's $30,000. $30,000. That's what he believes he will be able to get for a $388,000 home. Now, that would sound great if he could actually get that, but it's a no-go now. People aren't paying that amount of money. We have a recession. 68% of people live in paycheck to paycheck, and then you can get the same experience or better at a hotel. You're not being competitive, Airbnb hosts. You're just not. And that is the name of the game. And that just shows one of the biggest events in the world. You can't even book your own rentals. And if you can't book your rentals on one of the biggest stages ever in the world, then what will you do when wintertime comes? What will you do when just a normal summer, spring, or throughout the year comes? It's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good. Well, anyway, guys, you won't get all of your information from this one video. You will get housing updates, financial news, and how to get into your first rental property, guys. And I promise you the information is information that you need. So I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.